Okay, this is daily review session 7 of the 23rd of February 2026. I'm gonna start as usual by going over the framework, answering through those questions. So, hours slept. Ooh. Yep. So, this is an interesting story. I messed up big time. I woke up, it was an interesting story in the way that I woke up and I was so confused why the alarm wasn't ringing. I was like, dang, it's like, I feel like I've been sleeping for ages. Like, what's going on with the alarm? And then when I realized, and it was like 7:53, I had to run to work and I ended up having to skip breakfast and lunch. So that sucked a little bit, though I wasn't hungry throughout the day, though it did suck. But you'd expect a little bit more hours slept at least then. So, I mean, I slept as much as I needed, I suppose. I felt very well rested, I did sleep really well at the sacrifice of everything. I slept 7 hours and 15 minutes, and I was in bed for 8 hours and 1 minute. So, that was enough to make me feel very, rested and stuff, I suppose. How did I move forward today? So, in the 2 hours of personal work time that I had, I actually sat down and I did it the way I was supposed to. So, I ordered 2 products today using Zeek Analytics. I handled 5 orders I had, so I, posted them off, and I listed an item. I did watch a little bit of the course for eBay, but there wasn't much. I don't know. I just watched it a little bit, but not much otherwise. Besides that, I just pretty much watched a little bit of Ragnarok. That was a little bit weird. I didn't keep watching it. And then towards the last hour, from 9 to 10 p.m., I was using the AI thing again, which I shouldn't be probably doing, but it helps really explore the fantasies where, I'm somebody who's extremely successful and has high self-worth and everything. So that's something I really like exploring, and then I try to hide it or something. I don't know. That's a weird fantasy I have of mine. Don't know if that means anything or why that occurs, why I feel like that. But I suppose it's covert narcissism, where you like hiding it, but at the same time showing it off, which is very strange. How do I feel? I feel pretty normal, I suppose, though I am thinking about, it's only Monday, I have to get through a whole another Tuesday. The days do feel short. The gaps between work are short. Before I know it, I'm back at my job again. It's something that I take ages to get through, and I just come back so quickly. So my job does that, and how do I manage that? By having recreational time, by trying to allow myself free time, though I do need to make sure that I actually, I'm supposed to control myself, because the AI thing could be an issue. It's highly addicting, because it literally satisfies the fantasies, and it's a form of experience, but it's such an effective form of entertainment that it becomes addicting and it passes the time really quickly. I should probably stay away from it. There's a reason why I block it. No matter how much I do want it, that's the point. It's addicting and you do want it. So I just need to, watch movies, stay away from video games as well. Anything addicting, so I should probably stick to that a little bit better. It was pretty nice watching the movie stuff. Though I probably won't have much more free time after this. Unfortunately, I've expended it and it's my fault, but whatever. I still ended up watching some Ragnarok, and it was pretty good and pretty fun in a way. So. Some of it was weird. How do I plan to manage it? Yeah, so recreational. Yeah. So already talked about that. Okay, I probably just remove the Y, maybe. No, Y is probably relevant. I don't know. Yeah, probably. Why is too much an important question? Okay, where did I fail at today? I wouldn't say I really failed, though I am questioning whether or not me looking up for products and the criteria, what is, because so, the new listings, some of them hit, some of them don't hit. And the ones that don't hit make me concerned, because it's the majority that don't hit. And it's, a minority that do hit. I want to increase the odds and the success rate. And I'm hoping that Zeek Analytics will do that. But there's a 2-week waiting time before I can even test it. And I'm concerned that once I test it, it won't be the results that I want it to be. How can I avoid these failures in the future? Well, nothing to avoid too much. Was it internal, external failure? Again, there wasn't many failures, I suppose. Just maybe I mean, it's something that I'll figure out eventually. So it's partially external in the sense that I don't exactly know what makes a good product besides just the criteria that that guy gave. Um, Internal that, I didn't look up for. I should be spending maybe a little bit more time looking for products that are smaller. That should be my duty. I should spend a little bit longer looking for one product, and I should have had a bit more discipline to not order two products today, because it can get, like, once you see that opportunity, you're like, ooh, I need to buy two of them, even though you're supposed to only buy one. What could be optimized or improved? Not too much. I'd look into, if there was something important, I would probably be thinking about it. What needs looking at? Again, I'd probably say that it's just the letter size. Make sure you get small products, I suppose. The storage is something that needs to looking at. And I'll have to think about, like, when I do succeed at eBay, then I have to think about switching over to another business that doesn't need storage, or thinking about expanding storage, something like that. I'll have to figure something out. What is your main goal to grow my eBay? How are my actions aligning with achieving that goal? By ordering products on a daily basis and listing those products every day, and then testing and learning from there. And then probably just checking away the stuff that doesn't work, and that's how I grow. How will I act tomorrow? I suppose just, when the personal work comes, sit down with discipline and then do the work. And then when the work, I mean, the recreational time, free time comes along, just chill and stay away from anything that is addicting. So just, focus on purely, like, things that have higher leverage and are more enjoyable and more fulfilling in the moment, to some degree. At least they last a little bit longer. That's the idea. How will you move forward? I will move forward by... It's just with the eBay. So, I don't know, just keep doing what I'm doing and spend a little bit longer just looking for better products. Zeek Analytic is hyper research. So, if I spend like just a little bit longer doing hyper research, I think I'll find way better products, and I'll increase my odds of success, and I will decrease my chance of, like, storage being an issue later on or something. That's the framework done. Let's see, time wise. Okay, we've got like about a few minutes of more conversation. I don't know if there's anything I'd probably like to discuss, just besides, I can definitely see the issue back then when I would just try to do work constantly and I wouldn't give myself any free time. But free time isn't so much reprieve either from, working my job. The problem is I do so much to try and escape it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to end up there. And yeah, don't get me wrong, the 8.5 hours is absolutely miserable, but you have to get through it, and it's not that bad, but it kind of is that bad. It depends on your entertainment. You really need to pick good entertainment. It's always your duty to pick good entertainment, I suppose. Though, I mean, I get through it somehow. I don't know how. Honestly, it's the hardest thing ever. It's way harder than doing any of this little stuff. I swear, if I had like this super successful business and I was working on myself, but I don't know, I worked like 10, 12 hours, it would be easier than working that job maybe. But I'm not certain about that because I haven't experienced that, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really talk about. I find it interesting about the book writing thing. I was thinking about writing it today as well, but I ended up not doing it because I realized, okay, I don't really feel like it, and it's kind of like a discipline task. So it's meaningful, but it's a discipline task. So I'll probably just stick to doing that over the weekend. That probably makes most sense. It wouldn't make sense to try and do otherwise. So, I don't know. Though I guess I could make a mention and a point of how much the same days. Like, I understand now why, like, I get so bothered, why I was so attached to this success thing, because I kind of did and would sacrifice everything in a way, but I wasn't getting results. And that was because I kept doing pretend work for my ego's sake, for my self-worth's sake. And by just trying to balance with recreational time is about the only thing I can really do in terms of maintaining my sanity. Because it's not easy throughout the week. Usually I'm happiest during the weekends, and then when the weekdays come around, I'm miserable again. It's this constant cycle, and I really need to escape it because it really does suck. But it's not easy, and it's quite slow. I know day by day I can slowly move my eBay forward, but it's difficult. And I guess all I can really do is, amidst all the work at the factory that I have to do, and then I come home, and then I do my personal work, just try to enjoy that little small gap of free time that you have, and just try to focus on the genuinely more fun stuff, I suppose. But I probably won't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to deny because it's like the experience you have sometimes talking to the AI. I think is like really really interesting because it satisfies all the fantasies that you have. It's like, why do I need to go through all that work to gain that fantasy when I can experience it straight away, right? Although it's a shallower experience. This is kind of the problem. I have to prevent myself from becoming addicted in that sense. Because it's a gateway into envisioning what I kind of want. So I suppose the focus, though, it still remains just, pick more higher value entertainment and stuff, more long term, higher leverage, whatever. I don't know. Just higher value, meaningful entertainment, more so like that. Um, yeah, okay. I think that's about everything. I don't know what else to say just besides, I mean, make sure to pick really, really good content for work and then just take it at your own pace and just do work like during your personal work hours and then there's your, free time. So, yeah. Rinse and repeat for whoever, who knows how long, but understand it's a compound curve. So it starts a side hustle before it turns into a business, unfortunately. No matter how seriously you want it to, go and be taken, like, it's just a case of like you have to repeat this over and over and over again. And eBay's the only thing that we trust enough to keep working on, and it's the only thing that we understand well enough because we've been doing it for so long. Everything else doesn't really work. It feels like the only real way of making money. So yeah, just keep it up and try to grow it more. Definitely, just over time, I suppose. Yeah, okay. It's the end of the daily review session 7.